the Multimedia Ninja Podcast, episode 59.
Oh, it's me? So that for me?
Yeah, let me try that one more time. The Multimedia Ninja Podcast, episode 59.
Hi, I'm Art Director Carnese Jackson, and I'm here with the Multimedia Ninja, Bradford Rogers.
Hello again, and welcome to the Multimedia Ninja Podcast, where it's all about surviving and thriving in the digital convergence. My name is Bradford Rogers, and I'll be interviewing some multimedia ninjas who are making things happen in their respective fields and sharing tips, tools, and insights for multimedia artists and content creators. As always, you can find show notes at themultimedianinja.com. This week, Art Director Carnese Jackson. As you may know, in this podcast series, my friends and I will be talking about all things multimedia, including creativity, shaping your ideas, and how to be more productive doing it, regardless of what kind of content you're creating. We have got an exciting episode for you today, so what do you say we just let's get to it? Hey, I tell you what. How the heck are you, ninjas out there? This is the inaugural episode with the Ecamm call quarter and the Skype podcasting therefrom, or something like that. So I just want to give you a little details on how we're doing it this week. For the first time, I am going to be talking with Mr. Carnese Jackson via Skype. It's not the first time we've done it via Skype, because back in episode 6, I believe, we talked to him from Cabbage Key. I'll correct that if that's the wrong episode, but check the show notes. There'll be a link. And by the way, you can find any episode of The Multimedia Ninja by going to themultimedianinja.com/ the episode number. So if it's episode 6 or what have you, it would be themultimedianinja.com/6 with no zeros or anything before it. And that's how you find the episode. This one, of course, will be themultimedianinja.com/59 for episode 59. And I wanted to talk to you about podcasting. I do and still do want to talk to you about podcasting using Skype, and in this case, Ableton Live. And as I was elliptically alluding to, the episode with Carnese back in the day from Cabbage Key, I actually talked to him from JC Sales using Skype, and that was quite a thing. But what I wanted to let you know is I have a tutorial on how you can use your laptop and Ableton, and in my case, the Apogee Duet interface to do a Skype podcast with, once you get the hang of it, somewhat sort of a minimal setup and straightforward. I can't stress enough, though, how important it is once you have it down to kind of keep the same, to keep the same setup in lesson until you have to change it. So, of course, I'm going to break that rule right now because I'm in the Red Room studio, and I'm using my Apogee Symphony interface, which is a 16-channel dealio. And the one advantage that it does have is that presumably I can send my guest the sound effects along with the music and all that stuff, which I cannot do on my little duet rig because I don't have enough sends and stuff. So anyway, you will find on themultimedianinja.com shortly a tutorial on how to set up Ableton Live and the Apogee Duet to do a podcast, and via Skype, that is. And I've mentioned also I am now using the call recorder for Skype by a company called Ecamm. I do not own stock in them, but I would be glad if they would send me money. That would be fine. But I use that to record it's actually going to be recording the video and the audio of Mr. Carnese Jackson and splitting the audio of mine and his so that you can actually separate them later. But anyway, we will be talking about that shortly, and I will have a link to Call Quarter in case you want to use it with Skype. But in the meantime, let's give it up for our guest, Mr. Carnese Jackson. Yeah, what's shaking, man?
Oh, not much, man. What's shaking with you?
Not much. You're looking very Skype-ish there.
Well, I will tell you one thing. I'm not used to doing video Skyping, so bear with me.
Yeah, this is kind of a first for me, but we are planning to also interview Mr. Ryan Biddulph from wherever in the world he is, a blogger of bloggingfromparadise.com, and Mr. Glenn Schick, who is in Thailand. So
Glenn who?
Thailand, yes. I needed to get my Skype stuff together so that I could just call somebody like we're doing here, and they don't have to have a camera and all that stuff. They can just put a little iPhone with earbuds, and we're good to go. At least that's the theory, so let me know if anything catches fire or blows up over there.
Will do.
So, actually, I think you were the genesis of me doing that tutorial on the Ableton and Apogee Duet Skype rig, and you were actually using the Focusrite Scarlet Red. Is that the interface you're using?
Yes, sir.
For all you geeks out there. So it can be actually done with different audio interfaces. I've done the tutorial based on Apogee Duet, but the critical element, you got to have an interface that has separately assignable headphone outputs, or at least 2 extra ones, not just 2 outputs, because you have to be able to send different stuff different places. I won't get into all that here, but instead of me blathering, why don't you tell us a little bit about your podcast and how well, first, what is your podcast or podcasts?
Well, one of my podcasts, my main podcast, is the What's Up Falcons podcast. Mm-hmm. And it's a podcast for Falcons fans, by Falcons fans.
Yes.
And it's pretty fun. We have a lot of fun, and we give a lot of knowledge and entertainment about the Atlanta Falcons.
Yes. What was Chuck Smith?
Yeah, we've had some ex-players on, and Chuck Smith has been on our show, and that's been like one of our popular episodes.
Yes, so I gather. So, and then, are you still doing the other "F You Pay Me" podcast?
But we've been on a hiatus for quite a while, but we're looking to start up again. But that one may be the first one that we transition more into video than audio before. So
before I forget, if people want to find the What's Up Falcons podcast, what's the best way to get that besides looking in our show notes here?
Well, you can go to whatsupfalcons.com. You can also check us out on iTunes at What's Up Falcons and SoundCloud at What's Up Falcons.
Nice. Okay.
And Twitter.
Twitter, yes, at What's Up Falcons, which I've been tagging from time to time.
And we appreciate that.
So, and I think you may have passed me up on episode numbers. What are you on now? You're way up there.
I think we're like 88.
Whoa, that is substantial.
Thank you.
Speaking of which, you're reminding me of our segment that we like to call Winners and Losers. And this week's winner is actually last week's guest, Dr. Rachel Watson. Winner! Yes. Because her episode has actually just been kicking and taking names, I'm just saying.
Whoa, so, hey-o.
Yeah, you got work to do this week, man. But
I have to check that one out. I haven't listened to it yet.
It's kicking butt. It's on writing, some great writing tips.
Cool.
From someone who is an actual doctor. And
nice.
Our other winner this week is me. Winner. Thank you. Because I'm happy to yay me.
You're the big winner. Yay.
I'm happy to report I just got a little email from Upwork saying congratulations on passing $10,000 worth of work on Upwork. So now if that were my only gig, that would not be quite a hefty annual salary, but I've been just starting to transition there from my previous work.
Wait a minute, sir. I don't mean to interrupt, but did you say you passed $10,000 in work?
On Upwork, yes.
Wow. I need to talk to you after this episode.
I think we can arrange that, possibly with a beverage, although that never happens. But yeah, so that, if that were my only gig for the last year, that would be hurting a little bit in terms of paying the bills. But I've been transitioning from my previous gig, which I rolled up, and now we're doing Upwork, and I'm doing that pretty much exclusively. And the reason is because the thing I hate most about doing work is billing and collections, whatever that word is. Yeah. And so Upwork takes at first a hefty fee now these days, which is like 20%.
Exactly.
But after the first $500 with a client, you can it goes to 10%, and then after like $10,000 with one client, it goes to 5%. But 10% after that first 500, and especially if you have repeat clients, it's totally worth it to me, because all I do is put in my hours, and Upwork takes care of chasing them down. You tell it, buddy.
Yeah, we have a dog that may bark from time to time.
Too bad I don't have a dog sound effect. At any rate, so yes, Upwork and me are winners this week. Just going to stipulate that.
Okay.
And by the way, I just added a little menu link on the multimedianinja.com that says "Hire Me!" ! Which I'm getting a little more discriminating about clients now that I can be, but I am available to hire via Upwork, and no fuss, no muss. 5-star perfect rating, 100% top rated Upwork person. Yay me.
Do you do Windows as well? I
do not, sir. However, I may do landscaping from time to time.
Okay.
At any rate, that's enough about me. I may have to edit some of that out. That was pretty gratuitous. But speaking of work, though, your main gig, I wanted to mention, is at Fox Sports South. Did I get the entity correct?
Yes, you did, sir.
Because for a minute it was Fox Sports South. I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We changed that. So.
Okay, cool. And you is art director your working title there, or what is?
Actually, it's just designer.
Designer. Oh no. But you do the work of art director and all kind of people put together.
Yes, I do.
And that work centers around motion graphics and stuff, right? And
motion graphics, still graphics, print, multimedia stuff.
Bus wraps and
web too sometimes.
Oh, cool. And can you tell us what your current project is over there?
Well, right now, man, we're getting in gear for. Sorry about that. We're getting in gear for the fall coming up. Okay. Right now we're in the middle of summer, so we have the Braves that are playing right now. So we're pushing those guys out with marketing of that. We just wrapped up the NBA and NHL. And we're getting geared up for college football coming up. And in the NBA again.
Nice. Well, I got sidetracked for a minute there talking about patting myself on the back and all, but I wanted to we were talking about your What's Up Falcons podcast, among other things, and since you were the genesis of me doing this tutorial on the Ableton Skype rig, which will be on the website shortly, you have had an evolution going on, and your What's Up Falcons is interview-based, and actually you have multiple people on each episode generally, and so you've had a lot to wrestle with, and I believe you may have started in GarageBand and had a different microphone, had all kind of stuff, so instead of me blathering, maybe you can just tell the ninjas how your setup has evolved since you started with it.
Well, I'll tell you ninjas, you better sit down and grab a beer or something for this one. This is a doozy. But, yeah, man, I've come a long way, Bradford, and I want to say thank you again. I couldn't have gotten this far without your help, so that I really appreciate that.
I'm patting myself on the back again.
But yeah, man, I've gone through, several, from having a actual physical 4-channel mixer and a USB Getty microphone to where I am to the microphone that I have now, which is the Heil PR40.
Yes, love those.
Just give it a clap. Yeah, which is pretty much a must-have if you're going to do quality podcasts.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. And I got rid of, thanks to you, I've gotten rid of the 4-tracker and switched to the audio interface, the Scarlett audio interface, which has totally helped me out tremendously. I used to have all kind of troubles just to do an episode and settings and things like that and wires going here and there, but now I just flip it on and I'm up and going.
Right.
And I love that.
And I'm guessing that once you got it set up, you do not screw with the setup.
Nope, not at all, sir.
I remember we did a lot of testing on getting to where it was actually working and stuff. Because I got to admit, even though I theoretically know what I'm doing with all that, it's every time it's a mind. when I try and figure out, okay, we need to get this and here, and I'm doing it different at home, and then you got a different unit than I got, and whatever.
Yeah.
But, and are you still using Ableton as the audio software?
Yes, sir. I'm still recording with Ableton, thanks to you as well, because that's, ever since you told me about that, I haven't looked back, and Ableton is great. So we record in Ableton, and I still mix the show in GarageBand. Okay. I haven't been able to do it in Ableton the way I want it. I'm just trying to get it out the door, and I've gotten so used to GarageBand that I'm still using that. But I am looking to get rid of GarageBand because it's a little bit of a hefty beast.
Well, whatever works,
Yes, exactly.
Whatever gets it done.
But yeah, man. So that's that's my process now. Like I was saying, man, I love my new microphone. It's so great, and I finally got my studio quality headgear, my headphones.
The AKGs.
AKGs. There you go. Yeah,
nice.
And totally night and day. And I see what you mean as far as having a studio headset compared to just a regular normal headset. So I love it.
Yeah, it definitely makes you sound sexier when you're talking.
Indeed.
Forget I said that though. Anyway, so and have you had any change in your actual room setup, or are you just or has the equipment sort of solved some of the issues there?
Well, yeah. Both things. I mean, I haven't really changed the room yet, but the equipment really helps. But I am I found a desktop version of a wind chill, sound chill, with the Orlax on it. That's small enough to fit around the microphone. So I'm going to get that, and that should definitely help out tremendously.
Yeah, gotcha. As I remember, you were doing when you started, you had a condenser mic, I think. Was it USB mic? Was it condenser or?
It was a condenser.
Yeah. And strangely, if you have a completely sound-treated room and you're doing like vocals for a record or something, or voiceover work like Mr. Tom Knight, buddy of mine that's just kicking butt these days on the voiceover stuff. But if you have a treated room and you have like a Neumann U87 condenser mic or something that's just badass, then that's one thing. But in most situations where you're podcasting like yours and mine, I have a sound resistant room, but it's not soundproof. And yours was kind of reflective, and the condenser mics, for whatever reason, they're real sensitive, so they're great for like your major label record album and stuff, or any serious record album. But for voiceover and podcast, they pick up like everything that's going on around, and they also the reverberation a lot and all kind of stuff. And somehow the Heil PR40s that we're using are dynamic, so they're theoretically, they are less sensitive, but they got a nice bass proximity effect, and they sort of end up rejecting the extraneous stuff. So anyway, good. If you happen to want to do podcasting or stuff, you may want to check those out. They're very similar to what a lot of radio stations use.
Definitely, and it's worth the money. I mean, if you can save money to get it, do it. I didn't buy it brand new. I got lucky on eBay, I've lost a couple of bids, but I finally got one. So if you're
nice.
persistent and you have the budget, I would highly recommend it.
Mm-hmm. And the radio stations actually, like WCLK here in Atlanta, that I like to thank for playing my stuff. A lot of radio stations, and also the old Frasier show and his radio station, they use the EV-RE20 mic, which is a classic, but also slightly more expensive than these. So we do not have those in studio here. But anyway, so there's the podcasting thing. And again, don't forget, you can go to the website, themultimedianinja.com shortly, and you will find the tutorial that's how we set up our mobile Skype rig. So I can take the little Apogee Duet to the boat and stuff with a laptop, and I'll just take like a little SM58 mic when I'm doing that. That's in my backpack. Leave these babies in the studio, and as long as you got a decent connection, Bob's your uncle. So, but unfortunately, with that one, with the Duet and with the Scarlett, we don't have enough ins and outs to send the sound effects to the other party. But we are able to, and the whole point almost of that tutorial is when you're doing an interview on Skype and you're recording it, you want to send the other party a mix minus, as they call it. You don't want to send them their own stuff back through the whole system, or it's going to make bad things happen. So you have to send a mix minus, and that is why we have this whole setup to be able to do that. And I'm thinking right now, does this call recorder thing actually make all that obsolete? I don't know. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. I'll have to think about that.
Think about that one.
See what I mean about a mind when you when you're trying to figure out what's going on with all this stuff and applying it to a different rig and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just making sure we're still recording here, because that's always a good thing.
Always.
Yes.
I've done a whole show like that.
Oh no, where it's not there when you're done, right?
Yeah.
I am cautiously optimistic this show will be here when we're done. Note to self, don't hit the space bar. That makes Ableton Live stop.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well. So, shifting gears for a moment, I want to go to the segment we like to call What? Wait. It's called What? Wait, let me try this again.
What? Huh?
Apparently,
what?
I need to rejigger this thing. It is missing. I'll have to dub that in. Anyway, I'm going to the segment now we like to call What the heck are you doing? Which is where we ask our guest what hardware, software, tip, trick, philosophy, or what have you is rocking hard for you today, this week, this month, this year, what have you. So what would that be in your case, kind sir?
Well, I will tell you, I've been rocking and rolling actually at Fox Sports lately on a few promos. Okay. And as my supervisor said, I've been on fire.
Oh, nice.
But so we're trying to be innovative and do innovative, have innovative looks, and I'm a big component of using the Envato market and some of the resources there. Mm-hmm. And so what item I've been using a lot from there in my professional work is this thing called Flash FX. Well, Flash Effects elements.
Okay.
And what they are just like little, I don't know if you've ever seen like, I guess it's like T-Mobile or different commercials where you'll have an actor and there's like animated clouds or lightning or just, things popping and flying around them. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like a hand-drawn illustrated look.
Okay.
Well, there's the Flash FX elements are a whole bunch of customizable elements like that in After Effects where you can customize it or have them pre-rendered and use them on your footage.
I like that.
And it's been so awesome to do that, and it's really added an extra element to our innovative look of things we've used to promote, some of our teams.
You're getting it here. Top secret info. That's Flash Effects Elements, and it's on in the Envato marketplace.
Yes,
which I use a lot.
If you do a search
River.
for Flash FX elements, you'll find it.
Yeah, it's probably in the Video Hive section of Envato.
It sure is.
Yeah, I use that in Audio Jungle and Theme Forest and all that kind of stuff. But I will put a link in the show notes at the multimedianinja.com/59 for that, so we can you can check that out if you like. That's a nice one, sir. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, once you take a look at it, I mean, they have over 140 customizable little effects like that. I mean, they're great for anything, not just, for video. You can use it for animation. If you're even doing like your own video games or apps, it's perfect for that, man.
Gotcha.
So,
and
highly recommend it.
Is it that kind of flat hipster style thing or what?
Well, a little bit of that, but more kind of like, think Looney Tunes, like when the Roadrunner runs and that cloud of smoke is there. Okay. Little quirky elements like that,
Gotcha.
And but they look great when you add it to video footage and things like that, especially if you're doing a lot of action stuff. So, and I love it so much because it's a After Effects file. So if you wanted to just really customize the way it looks and the way it goes, you can do that, and it's totally easy. And it's only $33.
And you've actually answered the question I was about to ask, which is how much do it cost? So yeah, that's not a bad price at all. And how many effects or things are in there?
140.
Wow, I like that. I may have to pick that one up right quick here.
I would highly recommend it.
I'm actually about to do a bit of animation for an Upwork client right after we get done for a moment, and knock some of that thing out, possibly right before a beverage of some sort. But before we run out of time, I did want to shift gears. I had written down to some other things I was going to ask you that I think would be of interest to our fellow ninjas regarding internet, web, social media, etc. And of course, you mentioned that you can find What's Up Falcons on iTunes as well as whatsupfalcons.com, SoundCloud, and all that. And you mentioned there's a Twitter handle at What's Up Falcons. Yes. By the way, yours is at Bohempton, your personal.
Yes.
And
yes.
If I can give that out, you don't use that one much, do you?
Twitter. Yes.
Gotcha. So my question actually is, between website, either for your portfolio purposes or for What's Up Falcons, between website, Instagram, Facebook pages, Twitter, which of those things are you leveraging the most, or are they all just kind of all together in the mix?
That would be Twitter, sir.
Aha, gotcha.
Twitter.
Okay. And what sort of strategy are you doing that?
Well, I mean, I have a guy who's helping me to use Twitter to, do posts and stay active with all kind of anything that's happening with the Falcons. And it has truly grown a listenership, and greatly. And we'll do like our own little tweets, personal tweets, like during the season or during a game, we'll put out, our own little Twitter images, or we'll have a countdown, or if something great happened in the game, like Vic Beasley had a monster sack, I'll put a custom one up there. We'll do a poll before every game. Okay. And we'll also have a question, like, who do you think is going to get the most sacks this game, and things like that. So we try to keep it interactive as possible. And it seems to be working for us. So we love Twitter.
And so do you within your post, do you try and do you have much links to whatsupfalcons.com, et cetera, or they go through your profile because they're interested in, or what's the main pathway?
Well, yeah, every time we promote, like every time we do a show, we really promote the crap out of it. And we put links in there, we'll say, did Matt Ryan, go for over 200 yards, or see what the guys had to say about Chuck Smith, or what happened in the Super Bowl. And we'll put a link in our Twitter feeds for sometimes to check out our show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, that actually is fortuitous timing anyway, because we are just pretty much out of time. But I want to thank our guest, Mr. Carnese Jackson, our inaugural guest on the whole call recorder, Skype, video, podcast setup. And you can check him out. Check out the podcast at whatsupfalcons.com. And if they want to find you, where would you prefer people find you for purposes of art sort of projects and stuff, motion graphics and design projects? Do you have a portal or a portfolio or anything that you'd like to tell people to see?
Yes, you can check me out at, I have a Facebook site, Carnese Direct, hold on, don't go to the Facebook site. You can hit me up at bohimpton at gmail.com.
Gotcha.
And I also have a website portfolio. It's cargocollective.com/bohimpton, BOHEMTEN.com.
And as I have that link from our previous episode,
just in case.
Yeah. And as I have that link from our previous episode, I can just paste that over on the new one.
Please do. And just in case I screwed that up, so yeah. Please.
There's some great stuff on there, from bus wraps to style frames to all sorts of cool stuff, and you can find it there at that link that he just mentioned that I will paste into the show. But ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Mr. Carnese Jackson. Well, that just about wraps it up for this week's episode of The Multimedia Ninja. I hope you'll come back next week and bring your friends. Don't forget that you can subscribe to the email list right there at the multimedianinja.com. If you don't see anything immediately, you can just go to themultimedianinja.com/subscribe, and you'll find the stuff there and how to do stuff. And you can get it on iTunes. You can get it on YouTube. If you're watching the video version, there'll be a little link at the end of this thing where you can subscribe. And we look forward to seeing you shortly. So meanwhile, do some great work this week, and we'll see you shortly. Adios.